God, the PlayStation 6.
The PS6.
The PS6. The piss.
He just said. That's wild. But yeah, as well for the second.
Come on, I got my one in.
That's what they should call it.
Oh my god.
Great start. Good morning, and welcome to the Weekly Roundup. I'm one of your hosts, Anthony, and with me today, I forgot the intro.
Well, that's fine. I think it's the best show you're not listening to.
Oh, are your listening ears ready?
Oh, they're all slick and ready to go. What is your segment?
What is my? I'm doing Showbiz Spotlight today and every day or every week.
He's the host of Showbiz Spotlight. This is Dustin with Unemployment Update. We love alliteration around here.
Yes, sir. And Steven as the Game Guru. And my chair almost fell.
Oh, this is a great start.
You should have gotten that other chair.
Yeah, no, I prefer that. If not, I'll shoot myself in the foot.
It's got some mileage to it.
It's got some miles, but that doesn't always mean that it's no good, you know?
Anyway, yeah, I'm the host for this one because Vincent's not here today.
Yes.
All right. Well, how are you feeling about that?
I'm learning everything again all over. I'm hitting switches and buttons, and they're doing stuff. Hopefully, it's the right stuff.
He's a lifelong learner.
I don't even know if you can hear me. Hello?
Oh, I can hear you.
Hopefully, we're on air.
Oh, I'm pretty sure we're on air. The red light up there says on air.
On air. So we on air.
On air.
We're live.
Con Air, Nicolas Cage.
Oh, good movie.
Is it? Never saw it. That's the one where he's got the long blonde hair, right? That's Con Air?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. I think you're going to tell me I didn't see it either.
I like every Nick Cage movie, though.
Did you see the one with Pedro Pascal, the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent?
It's on my watch list. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, so that entire movie is just a giant reference to all of his movies, which I haven't seen, and I still enjoyed the movie.
I mean, it's hard not to enjoy the acting stylings of Nicolas Cage, you know?
That's true.
He's got a lot of range. He can be unhinged or he can be quiet for a whole movie.
Speaking of range, Steven, how you doing over there?
He's about 300 meters down range at this point.
I'm doing incredible, Anthony.
Fantastic. Is that not too cold over there by yourself?
Nope. It is what it is. That's how my life is anyway. So.
Hey, same. You know, spending your life alone does feel cold, doesn't it? But you get used to it.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, I can kill some time here if we need to. If you're watching this on the YouTubes, that means the camera setup is working. I finally have the two camera setup going on. I got one pointed at Steven and eventually would be also pointed at me, and one pointed at hopefully me and Dustin. I forgot to flip over the screen, so I don't know if we're both there.
Let's see. I think the Google flip it over. How do we look? Are you
We're both in there. We're both in there.
both
That's
in there.
fantastic. I don't know how much that
Which is
camera.
my good side?
They're all good sides.
They're all good sides. You got multiple
wait.
good sides.
Thank you. I'm blocked by the monitor a little bit, but that's okay. I'm not really tripping.
You're there. I see you. You're there.
Oh, okay.
I see you. You're fantastic.
I
You're
got
doing.
over.
You're looking amazing over there, buddy.
Thank you. Yeah,
Um,
as a media personality, I am pretty vain about these things.
That's true. So some tech stuff for you camera nerds out there. We've been using the Canon Rebel T6i so far because that's the only camera I owned at the time. When I decided to get a second camera with my budget of $0, I got the cheapest and oldest model I could get, which is the Canon Rebel T3i, which is like 11 years old. But it just barely hits the benchmarks of shooting in 1080p, and I can connect the mic to it, which I forgot to turn on now that I'm looking at it, and I'll hit that at some point. But this one's rocking. This one doesn't need to be turned on. This one's got phantom power, so it siphons the power from the battery, which is why I plugged it into this one and not that one, because that one I found out has a unique battery to it that I don't have an extra for. So that one gets the mic that has its own battery in it, so it doesn't.
Yeah, like doesn't suck in the battery.
Doesn't suck in the battery. It's not sucking anything right now because I forgot to turn it on. I don't know if you can switch it off from here. I think it's on the right. It just says on off.
It's off. It's off.
Can you want to turn it on for me, buddy?
It is off.
Do you want to turn it on for me, buddy?
Okay. I said off.
It is off.
No, I need it on.
Now it's on.
There we go.
I thought you said off. I'm like, you want to turn it off for me, buddy? I'm like, oh,
You want to turn it on?
Until you said it again.
So if you're watching this, it worked. If you're only hearing it, it didn't work. Or if at some point during the show we cut back to the wide, that means the camera died or some other nonsense happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think our fans have grown to expect and enjoy the wide though, so I don't think they'll be too upset.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll gauge the analytics.
Yeah, wow. Speaking of our analytics, we're getting some pretty interesting comments on our videos these days.
Have you read the comment? It is a novel of a comment that has nothing to do with anything we talked about.
Yeah, I think it must have been a reference to something I said, and then it really did go off the rails. That being said, happy people are listening.
That is true.
I don't discriminate about who listens. If they play our show like in the state hospital, then that's more people to hear our stuff. So I think it's a good thing.
That's true. If you're listening wherever you are, leave a comment. Doesn't matter what of.
Please do leave a comment. I'm interested to pick your brain a little bit. Flat Earth, yay or nay?
Oh God.
Friend of the show.
Yeah, he's not a flat earther. Come on now.
I mean, you said nay. Nay is close to yay.
Oh, it is.
True.
It's true. Yeah.
All right, that's enough banter. What are you guys talking about?
A little bit of stuff. It's kind of a throwback today, I think, to years gone by, and more years that are gonna go by. So should be an enlightening segment. What about you?
You managed to tell me nothing. I'm still in the dark.
They're not gonna listen to the cow if I give them the milk at the beginning of the show.
That is true. I'm gonna hopefully talk about what I was going to talk about last week, which was the part 2 of the King of the Hill segment of involving Johnathon Joss and his unfortunate passing. But hopefully we get to it. I read the notes, I watched the videos, so I'm hopefully well informed.
I'll be shocked if we don't get through it today.
That's true. That's a poor choice of words. Hopefully I remember all of the facts. But we'll get to it because it's my only topic. Steven, what you got for us over there?
We got surprisingly an update that you guys shot over the money on. Splitgate 2 has officially released. I will talk about it a little bit more to my segment. And then Summer Game Fest just recently happened. I will go over 2 games next week. I just want to talk about at least some titles that have been announced for it. Well, not title, at least categories of those titles, like first-person shooters, third-person, and whatever. That type of stuff, at least for Summer Game Fest. So that's what we're going to talk about for this session of Game Guru.
Got you. These sessions might run a little bit longer because we got a cover for Vincent.
I mean, should we address the elephant in the room?
We didn't last time, but if you want to, we did afterwards.
Yeah, no, exactly. We did afterwards, so we'll just get it out of the way. One of our hosts, Vincent, is out on I'd say leave of absence, right?
Yeah.
A personal leave, and
he's on a sabbatical.
He might be on a mini sabbatical. Thoughts and prayers are with the family.
No, shout out.
Shout out family.
Yeah, but he's the only one who's really well versed in football. So I don't know what we're gonna do there.
Well, we can't. Well, no, we've got a plan. We're gonna.
That is true.
We're gonna make wild, uneducated guesses about who gets to the Super Bowl. I'm excited.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay. So just to add to the scuff, I don't know how to play the music. We don't got the cable, so we're just gonna play some Air One.
I think Air One's been putting out some real bangers lately.
That's true. We walked in on Blurred Lines earlier. That was a good one.
They're all good ones.
Pharrell Williams, I'm sure he had a big hat in that one.
I bet he did. I bet he had huge hats.
All right.
Yep. All right, let's get to it.
You want to call us out, Steven? When we come back, hopefully, football focus. But until then, ready your ears for some Air One. 1 second, any second here. One of these buttons does it. That one, here we go. Hello, welcome back. Hopefully we're back.
What a perfect time to end that music break. I wasn't really feeling whatever was coming up.
Anyway, so this is our hodgepodge of a football focus segment. What you guys got?
Well, first,
I think the Guru had an idea.
Yes, we're going to choose, at least predict, the 2 teams, both NFC and AFC, who will perhaps go to the Super Bowl next year for 2026. we're not gonna use the teams that we love. So sadly, no Eagles, no Bucks, because we gotta do a proper opinion, at least in a way. So Vince, if you're listening, don't be mad.
Go Birds.
We acknowledge we still acknowledge that the Eagles are the Super Bowl champs.
I can hear Vince screaming where he is from here.
I think I can hear him too. All right. So, you guys want to start first, or you want me?
Do you have your teams?
I'm kind of a little bit of a 50-50 on this one.
Ooh. What does that mean? Like, you can't decide?
That
4 teams total that you're picking between?
no.
It's a 4-way,
Four-way.
double elimination Super Bowl.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Back-to-back games.
Oh yeah, you see how they are? After one game, you want them to play another one?
Another one at the same time.
Yeah, that could be a new rule. I know Mr. NFL is listening, so
Seething.
you can use that one.
3 most unqualified people are about to talk football for 10 minutes. Who do we talk about a lot? The Browns. The Browns are going to the Super Bowl.
You think the Browns are going?
I think the Browns. They've got like 5 quarterbacks they can rotate through. I think they're fine.
I mean, they do have that, but they're also the Browns. I don't know.
No one expects it. They're the underdog.
Yeah.
That's true.
All right, so AFC North. So you think the AFC North will make it to the Super Bowl?
I think so. I think who's the quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens? What's his
Lamar
name?
Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. I think he's gonna do Lamar Jackson thing.
I see that. I see Ravens making it to the Super Bowl. I still believe that.
I would love for them to make it to the Super Bowl.
That would be the most interesting ever, because Baltimore. What was the last time that Baltimore really made it to the Super Bowl?
This is
call in.
this is pre Lamar Jackson, right? We're talking about.
Yeah.
He never made it to the Super Bowl. But yeah, so he'll do Lamar Jackson things and not make it to the Super Bowl. So that's why I'm going Browns.
Choking to the playoffs. So all right.
That's my AFC. I need an NFC, right?
Gotta get that NFC.
Ooh,
Yeah, you gotta get the NFC.
Who was a good NFC team last year? The Commanders.
Yeah,
They were doing pretty good last year, right?
I would say the Commanders. Yeah, the Commanders, like, overall for win rate, they had 12 wins, 5 losses.
Yeah, the battle of orange and red.
But yeah.
All right. Well, if you can, pass me that list so I know what teams are.
Well, here, Steven, you want to talk your teams?
I want yours.
What do you wait? Tell us your team. While he looks.
Ooh.
You don't know either.
No, I know.
This whole operation was your idea.
You set us up from the start.
I'm afraid to say their names in a way because I actually despise. I don't like this team. The Detroit Lions.
That's a good team. They did pretty good last year, and then the year before that, they did even better.
Yeah, but I hate the Lions.
Why do you hate the Lions?
Yeah, why do you hate the Lions?
Ford Stadium every single time when I see my Bucks going up against them. Even though we won, I think we won twice against them last season. I think. I don't remember this point. This last season, I was just crying in the corner with ice cream tub. Yeah, just crying that we didn't make it to the freaking playoffs because of that one freaking fumble.
And it's me and Vincent going, yeah, go Birds!
In my head, I'm calm. Outside, I'm calm, but in my head, I'm just screaming. Like, why?
I was not ready for that. I didn't know.
For the NFC North, I'm going with the Lions. They have an incredible record for 15-2 from last season. Mm-hmm. I think they might do incredible maybe this upcoming season. We'll see maybe for the preseason if they're doing a preseason this year.
Do they sometimes not?
I don't know. I just found out there was a preseason long ago.
What do you mean? The NFL's always had
I was lazy at that time, alright? I was just lazy. Don't be mad at me as a lazy dude. All of us are lazy in heart. Am I wrong?
You're too lazy to know if the NFL had a preseason?
Alright, for the AFC... These are beautiful clips I'm cooking.
You looked over there like the camera's still
over. I know it's not there. I'm just looking like incredible. I have my eyes closed as well. I have my eyes closed, god dang it.
Yeah, we were finding out that Steven sleeps during the entire show.
Just in a corner, knocked out, like, the snoring.
It's like Stephen King was like, oh, it's a cookie?
Kenya! Screaming.
I'm sorry. Did you pick your second?
Yes, for the AFC, and I feel like I believe for this team anyway, the Houston Texans. They have an incredible record for the AFC South, 10-7.
I can't name a single player on the Texans. Who's on the Texans?
You
CJ
got,
Brown. CJ? That's his last name, CJ Brown?
Tex Houston.
Tex Houston. But
we have a Dallas Goddard on the Eagles. That's close to Texas.
But yeah, I think that'll be a good matchup for both AFC and NFC because again, I never, at least my time watching the NFL so far, I never seen the Texans in the Super Bowl.
You've also never seen the preseason.
Well, I found out about it until when my Fox Sports app notified me a game like the season started. That's how I reacted. I'm not joking. I'm like, the season started. Dang, I'm late.
And then you said, wait, the season doesn't start for another month's time. Is that some sort of pre-season?
Wait, we've started.
This is the first year they're doing that, I think. They don't do it every year.
Wait, the first season of this radio show. we talked preseason.
I did.
And then
I didn't say nothing because I knew this was gonna happen. But
Wait, was the first season of the Weekly Roundup when you learned that there's a preseason?
yeah, surprisingly. Sadly, yes.
That.
Oh god, that was funny. All right, Dustin.
All right. Well,
What's your lineup?
What's your two random teams you're gonna pick?
Yeah, I've got the AFC. I'm going with my Raiders. You know,
Raiders?
I think,
The Raiders, they did awful last
well,
year.
Yeah.
you know, that's why, you know, probably got some good draft picks.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yes, sir.
got a new city, got a cool fan base, and I think this time they're gonna get a ring. And for the NFC, let's see. I think I'm gonna go with
Pick your poison. Pick your poison.
you know, I'm gonna go with the Rams. I think,
Ooh, the Rams, the LA Rams. Okay.
Yeah.
Rams.
And it's gonna be sort of a battle of the West Coast, I think.
That actually be interesting because doesn't the next Super Bowl take place in Cali?
Does it?
Oh.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Playing the Super Bowl at home.
That would be
That's
interesting.
big.
That'd be
I mean, there's two do both LA teams play
yeah,
at
it's
the
playing
same?
the same stadium. San Francisco's the only one with their own separate stadium, if I'm correct.
Hopefully the stadium is still there by.
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna mention that.
Yeah, holy heck, yeah.
Shout out our commenter. I'd love to see what you think.
Man, California could use a W right now.
Biggest W.
Yeah, but you're right. Yeah, Santa Clara, California, wherever that
And
is.
same goes for the Olympics as well because they did announce flag football is gonna be on the Olympics.
We get the Olympics this year too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not this year, but we get Olympics
Yeah.
in the U.S. Okay.
Yeah, and Cali again, I think.
Jeez. Well, yeah, Cali's a hot spot. I mean, I imagine. Because
I
they're all
think they should come here.
to Tampa.
Yeah, I think they should come to Tampa. It's a lot cooler.
Yeah. But yeah. I remember seeing the commercial of Jalen Hurts just chucking a football to the Olympic fire and announcing flag football will be in the Olympics.
Are they gonna have NFL players playing flag football in the Olympics?
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
All right.
I mean, they have NBA players playing basketball.
playing basketball, not playing like
Flag
horse.
football. Yeah.
Yeah, but you need multiple rounds in an Olympic
Yeah.
game. They can't be pancaking each other.
Yeah. Also, the Olympics surprisingly care about safety. Yet there's a slight chance a lot of their candidates are doing steroids to this point.
Yeah, I think
Let's
there's
be
more of a
honest.
slight chance.
Let's be honest.
But you're right. Yeah, Olympics 2028 in Los Angeles, California.
Big moves.
And then we were supposed to get the FIFA World Cup here, but I don't think that's going to happen anymore.
No.
I think it might just be Canada and Mexico. But we'll see how that goes.
The disrespect. We let you play your silly little game in our country, and you go to Canada instead.
I think. Well, first of all, originally it was going to be all North America. Some stuff's been happening,
Yeah,
so we don't know if it's
some
going to
stuff
happen.
we
1,000,000% tariff on all new FIFA games. I'm saying that right now.
That's fine. FIFA's been doing pretty good without the U.S. involvement.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they only think they are because we're not there.
Oh, that's true. We don't know. Yeah, we don't know what the metrics are with the U.S. involved.
No, they're just playing a video game without a controller plugged in. You know? We're winning.
All right. So overall on that, we got our teams. So
You heard it here first. Now, when even one of those teams makes it to the playoffs, we will be forever talking about how we're football calling geniuses.
Absolutely. We gotta get Vincent's 2 teams whenever he comes back.
yeah, when he comes back.
Looks
unless-
like he's being transferred, so he might might be in transit.
That's probably why he's not listening.
He could be on a helicopter right now. We don't know.
Ooh,
Yes, sir.
that'd be really cool. Get some footage of that, will
Pretty
you?
cool.
I can clip it on screen.
Hey, yeah, do a helicopter selfie.
I don't know. You guys
He's
got
kind
any?
of more like a bird, if that's true. Right?
Oh, dude.
He's in the sky like a bird, if it's true.
Yo, Freebird. Speaking of which, coming up next, all 9 minutes of Freebird.
Finally, some good music.
What do you mean? We've got "Give Me a Reason" by Pink is playing right now, and then Justin Timberlake's "Mirrors" is coming after that. I'm sure we'll cut into one of those 2
I think we
songs.
should let them both play.
We should let-
What if we just do a music show?
Ooh. just
okay.
just like a DJ mix. We don't do anything. It's just letting the radio play.
Coming up next, we've got Justin Timberlake singing Mirrors.
God, the most Californian voice out
Oh,
there.
dude, "Viva la Vida" by Mark Anthony. Didn't we play that on the show once?
Hey.
We played a Mark Anthony song on the show once for like Spanish Heritage Month. I think.
Yes.
I don't know if it was that one though.
Well, that's
I'm not so
the
sure.
best one.
I'm different. Lighters, Bad Meets Evil, Eminem's on that one.
Ah.
We're just naming the songs here. I mean,
Yeah, we're just naming
I
songs.
mean, do you guys have any more football news, or
I
should we
will
cut
say
it there
this.
at 1?
I want to say this before we cut there at 1. At least so far, I've seen some of the rookies so far. At least for Bucks, Eagles. I mean, some other from Giants, from other teams, both AFC, NFC, and so far they're playing good. Right, so hopefully the teams found their guys. If not, next season ain't gonna be theirs. Let's be honest, because you can get good draft picks every single time, but when you cannot see the potential of a player, because they're the round 1 pick. Congratulations, you got someone from like Miami or whatever. Like it's Tennessee right now. Right now, Tennessee's being talked because, well, they got someone from Miami. And also, I hope for the best for the quarterback from Miami that used to play for the Miami Hurricanes at that time. But I feel like Tennessee was not the best draft pick for me, in my opinion. He was better off going to, like, I feel like another team like LA or maybe another team was better off calling him over Tennessee, but who knows? I might be wrong. My words might be shoved into my mouth sooner or later when the season starts.
That's a saying.
That's a mental image right there.
All right.
All right, let's get some air 1 on
Get
this.
some Air 1. You're the only 10 I see. And here's Air 1. We'll be back.
You're trying to shove his words into his mouth?
We'll be back with some gaming news afterwards. Stay tuned.
Yes, sir.
And we're back. Hello. This is the Weekly Roundup.
Back.
Yes, sir.
Where can you listen to the Weekly Roundup these days? It's so hard to find, information out in the world that's credible, but you can always find it here. But where can you find us?
Anybody got any ideas?
I'm thinking.
Well,
You're thinking.
I got a mysterious email the other day that said I could check hcc.hawkradio.com.
So we're actually using the .com these days.
So now we're using .com, my arch nemesis.
So now-
So I failed.
Now, if you don't use a .com, someone will come and slap you with an octopus. A little bit, things are changing.
There you go. And speaking of people who slap people with octopus, is this the Gaming Guru
Let me
segment?
take
You
my
wanna
headphones off.
get us ready here, Steven?
I smell something incredible today, ladies
Sorry, that
and
was
gentlemen.
me.
Whenever you're ready, buddy.
I got me so off guard. I saw something. Boys, you all saw something cooking?
I smell something stewing, yeah.
I do.
You saw something cooking?
Might be the chair.
Because, can you smell what gaming? Been cooking, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to
I think I did a
another
good job.
session of the Game Guru.
I'm sorry, Steve. We're having our own battle over here. What you got for gaming news, buddy?
All right, like I mentioned in the beginning, y'all shot through perfectly on the money when y'all mentioned this is one of the games that might get another update. Surprisingly, is Splitgate 2. The game is now officially out. They added a couple of new game modes. One of them introducing a battle royale game mode that I've been playing as a lot, and it's extremely fun. Incredible animations, and they really shown a lot of dedication for that game mode. They separate team deathmatch from quick arena play, because that's been mainly for the beta at that time, because all the game modes were all in one playlist, and it was kind of getting annoying, at least for me, because I was getting tired of playing a game mode called Split Ball, Hotspot, and a couple others that kind of got annoying, because I'm preferring playing team deathmatch a lot more.
Is Hotspot just their term for like domination?
Yes.
Okay.
It's mainly like that. Well, there is domination as well. It's just Hotspot is like, okay, that area is going to be hot for the moment. Get that point. I almost broke that. And that it's like, get in, get out, that's it.
Okay, so it's not, it's like, what's the other one? Hard point. It's like hard point.
Yes. It's like that.
So I was looking over the old PlayStation store yesterday. I had nothing else to do. Is Splitgate free?
Yeah, it's free to play.
Okay.
On all platforms. It's cross-play as well. I forgot to mention that well, I think I did mention last week what's free to play. I don't remember.
We're gonna play some Splitgate?
Yeah. Run the clip editor. If there is a clip.
A clip of what? I was playing Splitgate?
No. Me mentioning if it was free to play or not.
Oh, I don't think so.
If not, bash me in the edits.
Well, I can't.
I react to the episodes live on my Twitch. So.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty interesting. Where can people find that?
Well, you can find me, at least on Twitch. Twitch.tv, SC015. And for the incredible YouTube channel of the Weekly Roundup, you can find us at the Weekly Roundup _1. If I said correctly,
you are correct.
Right.
Eventually, we'll be popular enough where you can just look us up by name. But until then,
yes, sir.
Weekly Roundup _1.
All right, but overall, Splitgate 2 is officially out, and it's been incredible. The Battle Pass has been updated instead of being a 5-page with 1 slot, 5 slot each. Is now by acts. So there's Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. Act 2 is, I think, about to drop by, I don't know if it's today or tomorrow or Saturday.
What do you mean by acts?
Like, it's separated by acts. Like, there's Act 1 is about this. It's a mini battle pass of that act.
Okay.
And there's another one from one class and the other. Like, it kind of like separates it.
Gotcha. I might have to check this game out just to better understand what he's talking about.
But yeah, they did like that to make it more extending, more interesting, and in a way more grinding. Because let's be honest, a lot of us grind a battle pass in a snap of our fingers like Thanos did half of the world.
Goodness, I wish it was that easy.
I'm always down to the very last day. I have to stay up till 1 a.m.
I never got that. I never got the Galactic Pickle Enforcement.
So I had to really grind to get that.
I was there. I helped you grind it.
That's true.
And I was so far away. But I knew. So this is kind of a gaming review from you. Any issues with the game so far?
So far, no. All I can say, there's a lot of sweats right now.
How could it be sweats? It's like day 2. I guess
I'm not joking.
I guess people coming from Splitgate 1, but it's like day 2 of this game. Are you one of those sweats, Steven? Are you at the top of the leaderboards?
I try at least.
I
try at least. But I always hit my mark on the shots. So
damn.
I've been seeing clips of this kid all over my Instagram lately, playing that game.
Have you really?
Yeah, I actually have. Yeah, he's been clutching up. But where's this energy when we play Fortnite?
No, that's the stupid side for comedy. Because one of us has
throwing our games because you think it's funny.
No. One of us is the Russian that is Vince. I'm the Russian in Splitgate.
Because you take Vincent's role in Splitgate. So does it work better for you in Splitgate? Because to be honest with you, he's got like a 10% success rate in Fortnite.
You just don't coordinate with your team and go die.
He's just gone.
No, I do my call outs. Like, hey, there's teams over there. So,
Let me 1v3 this team over here. Oh my god, I'm down, they got me. Like, thanks buddy, we're down a guy, and now they know where we are. Let me hit him with my gray assault rifle.
Actually, I will say this before I talk to my other topic. The Battle Royale, it is a little bit interesting. It kind of has that normal, like this new normal feature that, if one of your teammates is down, now you can revive them, but they can respawn beside you. Type of like respawn, that type of feature now. But
Battlefield had something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you could like choose where to respawn depending on where your team is.
Yes. And for that, now, you know in Fortnite, if you kill a team or down someone, you can see where they're located. Splitgate has that feature in.
Did it not have a feature? Did it not have that feature before?
No, never.
Oh.
So it's something new for at least for that game. I get heavily inspired from Fortnite again. I'm guessing.
Shout out Fortnite. Shout out Epic Games.
Yeah, shout out Epic Games.
When is the Weekly Roundup skins gonna drop?
You know, I think
when our creator code is gonna be there.
Oh, dude, we can get a what's our creator code gonna be? Just week.
Or WR, I don't know.
Nah, it's gotta be like a word, you know? No. Oh, no.
I doubt y'all seen Smitty.
Oh, dude, Smitty minus, Smitty plus, milk bag. Good. I know. I know Smitty. Not personally.
His code always been S7.
Yeah, but we're not that.
That's your code.
That's his code.
No, he's 15.
Oh.
He's SC.
See, I can't even do these numbers. I'm
the abbreviations are just going to confuse people. We need a word.
Yeah.
You know, week or round or up. Ooh, is Roundup too? I guess Roundup could. Yeah, Roundup.
Roundup.
Use code Roundup, just like you could use code Roundup at Krispy Kreme last Friday too.
All right. Let's jump into Summer Game Fest. At least a review of what I've seen. At least next week, I will talk about 2 games that should be y'all should be looking out for.
What is Summer Game Fest? I actually don't know.
It's the Game Awards. They do a little mini segment for themselves, like after the Game Awards, all that stuff. They set up upcoming games, not only on Epic Games, Steam, Xbox, PlayStation. Generally they announce all the games, like what upcoming games you should be looking for, what games will be perhaps may make it to Game of the Year, and other stuff. So that's what Summer Game Fest was, and it happened last weekend. So during daytime, so I couldn't stream it because I usually stream at night.
That's fine. What'd you catch?
At least what I seen upcoming DLCs. Some of them did drop literally the same day. Couple of sequels that we'll talk about next week.
Okay.
All that, and overall new additions for not only for Xbox, PlayStation, and of course Nintendo, of course.
Oh my God, the PlayStation 6.
The PS6.
The PS6. The piss.
He just said. That's wild. But yeah, as well for the second.
I got my one in.
That's what they should call it.
Oh my God. As well for next week, I'm going to talk about the Xbox showcase that recently happened after the Summerfest that ended. Xbox did a showcase announcing upcoming games that perhaps will be on their Game Pass. Day 1 drops. Black Ops 7 was surprisingly announced.
See, this is why E3 died, because all the companies had to just do their own mini E3.
Yeah, their own versions of E3 was technically Comic-Con but for gamers.
Yeah.
So sadly that they don't do that anymore. So, but yeah. But I will give a hint for next week. Do you guys remember High on Life, the first game and DLC?
I do.
Yeah,
I remember the game. I don't know they made DLC for it.
Yeah, it's a questionable DLC.
It's a questionable game.
Yeah, especially for the knife. God,
the what? The knife?
The knife. He is a definition of a psychopath.
Oh, it's a guy.
Yeah, all the weapons are alive. Talk to you while you're shooting.
Oh.
And they like to repeat the same lines a lot. And it's just like I don't know how long.
Let's do it!
Oh my God, it's a fish. Steven, this is your game.
Yeah.
What is
shoot somebody with a fish?
Yes, and at least High on Life 2 was announced. I will talk about it next week, but that's a little hint.
Do you think they're gonna remove the Rick and Morty voice actor from this too? Get the same guy who replaced him on the show?
I think they will 100% because they're not willing to risk something like that unless the voice actor has a contract that he's gonna be in the game regardless.
I think he made the game, didn't he?
He was one of the producers, I think, and one of the voices of at least one of the guns.
So
the main pistol.
So I didn't play the game. Does it have that like Rick and Morty look to it?
It does in a way. It kind of does, but think of it more of a really, really detailed 3D style of
Gotcha.
it.
Yeah.
And they did announce a couple of new weapons, but that'll be more for next week. So, I think that's it for my segment, ladies and gentlemen.
Good segment.
Uh,
Can't wait for next week for the
Yes, sir.
continuation.
yes, sir.
All right, so I guess we're going to cut the break. When we come back, it's going to be unemployment update and then some showbiz spotlight after that.
Yes,
we're going to
sir.
cut back to Air 1, and looks like you're going to get the last couple seconds of Carry Out by Timbaland, and then we're going to get... That doesn't have a name.
Ooh.
Eric Legal 1, whatever that is.
Eric?
Well, whoever-
That's 5 seconds. That might just be like a station ID.
You know, maybe we should.
Oh, we're going to get Poker Face by Lady Gaga.
You know,
Oh,
maybe we should just banter until Poker Face.
Ah,
How much longer is
actually,
it?
yeah, it's like 2 more seconds. 5 more seconds.
I think we can fill 5 seconds.
Oh, here we go. It's going.
Yeah.
Eric Legal 1. That's got to be like a commercial or like a shout out. We're going to do commercials now. We never play. Oh, here's Lady Gaga Poker Face.
Oh, some
When we
Poker
come
Face,
back,
let's go.
the 2 segments I mentioned. Just stay tuned. And we're back. The Weekly Roundup. With a little bit of unemployment update with Dustin over here. What you got for us, buddy?
Well, I've got actually a few things. I'm looking at my notes here. The thing that I was hinting at before, we'll cover this pretty quickly, but you guys remember that viral song from a number of years ago? Watch Me Whip, no,
Yes.
Watch Me
Oh,
Nay Nay.
God.
Yes.
Right, that was sang by a guy named Silentó, right?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Go
And
ahead.
he, a couple of years ago, in 2021, murdered his cousin.
Oh, you
shot
hate
him dead.
Oh, you hate to hear. You
You
hate to
hate
you
hear.
hate to hear, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I feel like isn't Dirk in trouble for trying to kill his cousin also?
Potentially, you might have told me that.
Yeah, I think that was his cousin. So a lot of cousin slayings going around, and he was actually recently sentenced to 30 years in the Pinta. So
Oh my God, cousin, if you're listening, you're good, man. That's fine. We vibe.
So I was gonna dig into that a little bit more, but instead I'm gonna cover some other things. This is a throwback.
I can see it from you.
Yeah, this is a throwback to something we talked about before.
Shout out Vincent.
Shout out Vincent. Shout out Dave Bluntz. Because we talked a while ago about Dave Bluntz having a conversation with friend of the show, Ye.
Mhm.
And, Ye was saying, I'm going to get you a trainer, going to get you in shape and stuff. And I think a lot of us, because Dave Bluntz said he would go along with it, but I think a lot of us were skeptical.
Mhm.
But-
He won't let go of the cup, the guy.
He can't, he can't put down the cup.
That's what it was us to say.
I can't let go of the cup. I can't let go of the cup.
Oh my God, he's here.
I need more chairs. Well, there's actually
We have the sofa in the studio.
not big enough. So there's actually a new picture that came out recently. We've got Dave Bluntz hitting the gym with Bradley Martin. You guys familiar with Bradley Martin?
You want to tell me about it?
No.
So he's a podcaster. Used to hang out with the Nelk Boys. I don't know if he really hangs out with them too much anymore. But if you know one thing about him, it's probably that he's 260 because he always brings on like MMA fighters and stuff. And he's like, who do you think would win in a street fight, you or me? And the MMA fighter's like, me? And he's always like, but I'm 260 though. You don't understand, bro. I'm 260 though. So that's pretty much what he's known for. If he can help Dave Bluntz shred down to 260, I think we'll all be pretty impressed.
It sounds like he's making new music too. I
Yeah.
think Vincent shared that in the group chat with
Well,
us.
that's something to look forward to. I actually, I thought he was kind of a meme artist, but I started listening to his music lately. I actually really like it.
It's a vibe, yeah.
It is a vibe.
Friend of the show,
the
man.
kids are saying. Well, I think he's a friend of a friend of the show because
friend of the friend of the show.
He's a friend of Ye, of course, as we've talked about on this broadcast, is letting him write some songs for him and stuff. I actually wrote the Cousin song, if I'm not mistaken. So, really get.
Did he write it or was he sampled on it? But I get
I
what you
think
mean.
both.
Okay.
I think it was both. This is actually a throwback to something we talked about last week, if I'm not mistaken. We talked about Elon Musk and his mysterious black eye and the breakup that happened between him and Donald Trump. Well, if you remember the breakup, you'll remember Elon posting on Twitter. I'm not going to call it X. I think that's silly. He was posting on Twitter that Trump is on the Epstein files and that
I
Trump
remember
is
that.
Yeah, all that crazy. I've seen it.
Trump's
It's
doing all the evil stuff, Elon says, right? Well, this last couple days, he posted on Twitter, he said, I regret some of my posts about the president last week. They went too far.
You went too far?
Yeah, okay.
Accuse him of being on the Epstein files. I might have done it a little too far.
You know,
I overstepped.
classic toxic breakup move. You know,
Christ.
you really hate to see it. We also found out who gave him the black eye. I don't know if we talked about that. It was, did we?
I don't know if we did.
No, we
I mean,
didn't.
he said
Oh, we did?
it was his kid.
No, we didn't.
He did say it was his kid. It was actually, a guy I'm not too familiar with. I think he was the secretary of the Treasury or something. Kind of an old guy that looked a lot like an old Elon, and I guess.
There's only room for one.
There's only room for one.
It can't be the one that doesn't want to spend any money. So Elon had to get put back in his place. I guess had to learn who he really was.
So does the Doge thing still exist? Like that government department?
I think it. I think it does. I think it does. He was just like an advisor for that. I think, and I think it was like his brainchild, if you will, too. Speaking of things that could have been on the Epstein files,
you got all the notes.
we've got some R. Kelly news. He was
R. Kelly.
He was recently attacked in prison.
Oh, dude, R. Kelly, the P. Diddy before we knew P. Diddy.
Exactly. And it's actually pretty interesting because he's saying a few different things. His attorney right now is trying to get him released immediately because there's a plot to take him out. He's saying this guy isn't safe in the system. And I'm getting some conflicting reports, so I don't know if he said both or maybe just one or the other. But this article is saying that he's accusing officials, like state or government officials, of putting the hit on him. And another one said that it was an Aryan prison gang. So either way, not looking good for R. Kelly. He's once again fighting for his life.
Isn't he in prison for life, potentially?
Life, yeah. He's not coming out again.
I'll be impressed if he just finds a way.
I'll be shocked if he finds a way.
What's that Jurassic Park quote? Life always finds a way.
Finds a way.
Oh no! Hopefully it doesn't in this case.
God.
This is another little quick one, but I do think it's pretty funny. OnlyFans star Sophie Rain has called out adult film actress Bonnie Blue, the one who entertained 1,000 men in a day, as being kind of an embarrassment. She said, "I hope one day she realizes the trauma she's causing herself and other women." So I didn't have OnlyFans girls versus legacy porn stars on my bingo list today. But, you never know what you're going to get with the unemployment update.
Oh, my Christ.
All right, the internet is so weird. It's been worse. It's been worse.
Well,
it's been worse on the internet.
Has it? I mean, I guess it used to be pretty crazy, but I feel like it might have been more fun. This is just all so silly. But speaking of silly, we ran over on our time somehow again, so I'm going to wrap my segment up.
That's fine.
And I'm going to toss it over to some hard-hitting investigation, I think, that we got with Showbiz Spotlight today.
That is true. The news isn't so silly, unfortunately. So what a way to follow that up.
That's been incredible.
Okay. So I teased it at the end of last week's show. We talked about King of the Hill and the King of the Hill revival and that whole, and we got into we went into a tangent about Adult Swim and all their shows.
Oh, we did. Yeah.
But the other half of that story I wanted to talk about was the voice actor Johnathon Joss. I don't know if you guys are familiar.
I've seen him in the headlines.
Okay, you're not familiar, right? Are you, Steve? So he was the voice of John Redcorn from King of the Hill, the animated series. He also had a few stints in Parks and Rec. He played, I don't remember what he played. He played like an indigenous person from Pawnee, right?
Okay.
He was always kind of
Pawnee.
Was he a Pawnee? Well, he was Pawnee before Pawnee. But he had a few moments in there. They're really good. I have to rewatch Parks and Rec.
Shout out Aubrey Plaza.
Oh yeah, she's still kicking. She's still doing stuff out there.
Yeah, she is. She's got a new movie coming out, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Potentially. That's for next week, maybe.
If she's listening, please call in.
Please let us know.
I'll provide my personal number, my address, my bank account information, anything you want.
Anyway, coming back to turning it back around to Johnathon Joss. He unfortunately passed away on June 1st of this year. He was shot by his neighbor.
Ooh.
But to make sense of that, you actually have to go back in time to January of this year when his house burned down.
Oh no, is there a connection?
There is a bit of a connection. This thing is, every time I read about it, there's more and more going on about it. So God, how do I break this down? So Johnathon Joss is gay.
All right.
Right. He has been living with his husband for a little bit now here in his home that was burned down in San Antonio, Texas. And he has always been kind of at ends with his neighbors. Kind of bickering back and forth. There's a lot of police reports that go back all the way to January of 2024.
Jesus.
That some are like, mental health, wellness checkups, disturbances for him, I'm pretty sure, disturbances, theft, a lot of just like, not all geared towards him. Sometimes they're the ones who are calling it in, but they're involved. And a lot of just like altercations between him and the neighbors. So they've never really gotten along. So there's always been ends there. So then move forward to January. Again, I had my notes and the thing wouldn't load. You fast forward to January of this year. His house burns down, and he's being interviewed by the news, right? Like Fox News, ABC News, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And he admits, it's my fault. The house burned down. It's my fault. I was lighting some sort of fire, like a grill or like a stovetop or whatever, in my room because it was cold. I'm trying to keep warm.
A stove in his room?
Something of that nature.
That's very suspicious.
He didn't extinguish it properly. Him and his husband left for lunch, came back, and his house was aflame.
They left for lunch while the grill wasn't extinguished?
Apparently he didn't. He says he didn't realize he didn't extinguish it all.
All right.
Right. But he says that the whole reason why he had a fire in the first place was because someone reported his house as abandoned. So the San Antonio government, whatever department, shut off all his basic services.
What?
So he had no heat, no water, no air, no electricity, all that stuff.
My neighbors better look out.
Apparently, because they left for a little bit, and I guess the neighbors or somebody reported, hey, he didn't come back. The house must be abandoned. So they cut off all the services. He came back. His husband, he interviewed him after the incident, and he was talking about how, like, we spent weeks like this. We spent weeks like this. So that's why we had to set all this stuff up. So his house burns down. They get up and they move. He loses 3 dogs in the fire, unfortunately. So they pack up whatever they can and they move. But occasionally they would come back and check the mail because they never really found a permanent spot to be in. So I guess you never did that like mail forwarding business.
Yeah.
So he comes back. They're checking the mail every month or whatever. So that's what happened on June 1st. They're going in to check the mail. And the husband states, I forgot his name, unfortunately, states that when they pulled up, they noticed that the carcass of one of their dead dogs and their leash was conveniently placed in view where they could see it.
That's pretty weird.
That's pretty weird. And that got Johnathon Joss kind of riled up. Want to hit that button for me again? Got Johnathon Joss kind of riled up. And as this was going off, the neighbor in question, the suspected neighbor who shot him in question, pulled up. They got into an altercation that led to him shooting Johnathon Joss.
Well, yeah, I feel like the dog thing is
very questionable.
Yeah,
It's very
probably
questionable.
was the neighbor.
Yeah,
probably
100%.
I mean, the neighbor. We don't. I guess true. I mean, the neighbor did confess to shooting Johnathon Joss. They caught him. He's out on bail now for a $200,000 bail. They caught him though, but the no connection between him and the potential dog corpse or whatever there. But some people are it's conflicting the sides, right? Because you have a lot of people in support of Johnathon Joss. Ooh. Okay. We have a lot of people in support of Johnathon Joss, but then you have a lot of people not in support, but seeing the neighbor's side, because there's a lot of history, like I mentioned, of Johnathon and the neighbor. Right? There's even videos of him walking up and down the street with a pitchfork.
Yeah.
Screaming about he's gonna kill people, do this and that. But he said it's because he's rehearsing for a show. But the story is developing, and we are kind of out of time. So if there's any new developments, I'll definitely mention it. But I wanted to get that out there because it is a wild story.
Yeah, no, that's a pretty interesting story. We might have to do a deep dive on this, when maybe some more information comes out.
Absolutely. But until then, this has been the Weekly Roundup.
Bye.